There's a couple bills moving through the Iowa Legislature addressing the lack of childcare options that's upsetting advocates. One bill passed the Senate this week. It increases the child-to-staff ratio, and the legislation lets one childcare worker take care of 7 toddlers instead of 6. Another bill moving through the Iowa House would allow 16-year-olds to watch school-age kids unsupervised in a childcare center. And one state senator spoke out about the anxieties parents have leaving their kids under others' care.
But had I not known that my child was going to be safe and well cared for and getting the individual attention she needed, I would have been a basket case working. And so is every other parent, wondering when they're at work if their child is being well cared for, especially when they're 2 years old or 3 years old and they can't talk.
That's State Senator Pam Yoakum at the Iowa State Capitol, who proposed an amendment to require centers that increase their ratios to give parents at least 30 days notice so families can also explore other options. Her amendment was not approved. 3 News Now Western Iowa reporter Isabella Vasco looked into why these bills are garnering some attention from child care advocates. She hears from people on both sides of the aisle on the complications of finding affordable, quality child care in the Hawkeye State.
Providers are again, I mentioned it earlier, they're hurting. They need pay increases, and this really doesn't do anything here, especially if you add a 16-year-old into the mix.
Childcare advocate Sheila Hansen is upset, calling the current bills moving through the Iowa Legislature band-aids to a critical issue.
We were told to dream about what we really wanted for the childcare workforce, and it was paid vacation, it was increased pay, it was how can we get them health insurance, how can we make sure they're sustained, how can we get them access to more training, quality training and education. Never once did we really say increase the childcare ratio.
The childcare system has been fragile for a very long time, and it took the pandemic for it to become more aware among general public and businesses and legislators.
Thriving Families Alliance is an organization supporting kids and families. Executive Director Patricia Russman says the root of the issue revolves around giving adequate wages, benefits, and training to the childcare workforce, with some making poverty-level wages.
They found out that they could actually now go to McDonald's or the local gas station and make more money. We shouldn't be competing with the gas station or McDonald's for childcare professionals.
This is just one more thing to say, look, we do have a severe shortage of childcare in the state. I think most states do. And here's one way, if you choose, that you could add to it if you think your workload is able to, if you're able to handle that workload.
Right now, State Representative Brent Segrist supports increasing the childcare ratio, saying it's one way to answer the shortages.
In our rural areas of the state, it's extremely hard to find childcare. And so in some of those cases, being able to add another child to a childcare provider will help working parents.
Senate Democrats introduced a bill that would expand eligibility for childcare assistance significantly and help more middle-class families qualify for that program.
Senate Minority Leader Zach Walz believes Senate Republicans have a different set of priorities.
They're trying to be able to say that they've, done something so they can move on to what they really want to do, which is give the ultra wealthy a huge tax cut.
I think that we have lots of work to do.
Advocates like Hansen look at this as another year where they're educating and communicating what providers need, but there's hope to come back next year, get to the drawing board, and find another solution. In the newsroom, Isabella Basco, 3 News Now.
In Council Bluffs, there's a subcommittee looking at getting data on how the child care shortage is impacting businesses and economic development. They will launch a survey with business leaders at the beginning of April.